Hello everyone and welcome to English Like a Native with me, Anna English. I hope that you're all well and that you're all receiving me properly. It does look like my computer is running crazy speeds at the moment, so it might be a little bit jolty, this particular live stream. So let me know if you're receiving me and if you can hear me well. So apologies for not being around much last week. As you know, I've had problems with an ulcer on my tongue. I'm still having problems, but it is much better than it was. So if you are joining me, feel free to say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. I've got people in from all over the world already. People in from Mexico, India, where else? Hello, lots of regulars coming in as well. Wonderful. Fantastic. All right, so this is a very quick lesson. I thought I would just come and say hello. One of you asked me last week if I would talk about the differences between the words prohibit, forbid, ban, and prevent. And I had a good think about this actually, because I find it quite difficult to know exactly what the differences are. And that's because actually a lot of these words are interchangeable most of the time, but there are a few subtle differences. So I thought we'd have a quick look at them, and then we could also practice writing a few sentences using these different words. So I have my Patreon room open as always, and so patrons, feel free to write your sample sentences here in the Skype room, and I'll be able to say hello to you. Hello Ella, how are you? And everyone else, I will try to pick up your comments as we go through the lesson. I'm hoping that you can all hear me all right. Yes, all right. Well, let's get straight onto it then. So the first word is the word forbid. Forbid. Now, as I'm sure you know, all of these words mean some form of block, some form of refusal. And the word forbid in the Cambridge Dictionary, it says this word means to refuse to allow something. So I'm refusing to allow something if I forbid it. It's especially officially, so it might be something that's been forbidden by the council or by law or by the king or queen or ruling body. And it's to prevent a particular plan of action by making it impossible. Now, it's interesting that Cambridge says this is an official forbidding. It's an official prevention. And I'll come back to that in a moment. Here is the sample sentence that Cambridge gives. The law forbids the sale of cigarettes to people under the age of 16. The law forbids the sale of cigarettes to people under the age of 16. Interesting. Now, the reason I say it's interesting that they use the word officially is because actually, to us natives, and more commonly these days, the word forbid, it doesn't feel as official as some of the other words. So I would suggest that you use forbid mostly when you're talking about something that's given as an oral direction. So if I say to you, you're not allowed to do that, I don't want you to do that, I forbid it. If I've said it, but it's not written in law, then the best word to use is forbid. So, for example, my mother forbids me to be out past 10 o'clock. My teacher forbids me to use my phone during class. My grandma forbids me to take my shoes off in the garden. My boyfriend forbids me to sit on his special chair. So you see, forbid seems to be the more natural word to use in a less official situation. So I would like you now to try and write a sentence using the word forbid. And let's try and use it for a sentence that means something has been disallowed, but in a non-official way. So it's not law, okay? And while you are doing that, I will try to copy some of your sentences and show them to the rest of the group. So, Horatio has given a great sample sentence. Thank you, Horatio. And Horatio has written this sentence. I forbid you to say bad words in this group. I forbid you to say bad words in this group. Horatio, perfect grammar. Well done. Good use of the word forbid. Paluxio has also just dropped a sentence in. And I'll also add this onto the notes so we can all have a look at it. And it is, it's forbidden to use mobile phones inside the hospital. It's forbidden to use mobile phones inside the hospital. That's a perfectly good sentence, well structured, and a good use of the word forbidden. Well done. Good. Okay, let's do a couple more. So one's come through here from someone I haven't seen before, Nuria. Apologies if I pronounced your name incorrectly. Let's add this to the list. You've written, I forbid my children's play with you from Monday to Friday. So there's a few mistakes here, but I'll just correct them for you. I forbid my children. Children is plural, so we don't need the S. I forbid my children. And then we'll need the word to and no capital letter. I forbid my children to play. And then the word should be with. And this should be you. I forbid my children to play with you from Monday to Friday. Yeah, that works. I forbid my children to play with you from Monday to Friday. Although the word from just feels a little odd. I forbid my children to play with you from Monday to Friday. I don't know how I would correct that though, but that does feel a little odd, from Monday to Friday. I forbid my children to play with you from Monday to Friday. Okay, I'll leave it at that because it doesn't, I don't know. It strikes me as a little odd. I'm sure there's a better way to write it, but it makes grammatical sense. So then Ella has dropped a sentence into the chat room here. You've put, the hiccup video was the funniest video I've ever seen in a long time. Thank you for that amazing laugh. Oh, okay. Thank you, Ella. I'm glad you enjoyed my hiccuping. If you haven't seen that video, yes, it's an embarrassing little outtakes video when I had some difficulty filming. So if you haven't seen it and you want something to giggle at, then go and have a laugh at my expense on that. Oh, I see. I've been corrected. I corrected with you, but it was supposed to be the Wii U, which is apparently a game console. I see. So if the Wii U is a game, then apologies for correcting that. So you'd say, I forbid my children to play on the Wii U from Monday to Friday. Yeah, there you go. That's how we'd write that. Good. Thank you for pointing that out to me, guys. I'm not with it. I don't know what the latest computer consoles are. Okay. So the next word, I think you've all got the hang of forbid. The next word is the word ban. Now, ban and forbid are very, very similar, but ban, it feels a little bit more official. It's like it's being ruled. Something was allowed before and now it's not allowed by law or by official ruling. And let's have a look what Cambridge says. Cambridge says it's a verb that means to forbid. Interesting, because we've just covered that word. To refuse to allow something, especially officially. And I agree with this time. It does feel more official. And so, for example, we could have, the film was banned. The government prevented it from being shown in several countries. The film was banned in several countries. So we could also say there is a national smoking ban. There is a national smoking ban in the UK. Or a nationwide smoking ban in the UK. Okay, so ban, more official. Can you please make a sentence using the word ban? So either using it as a noun, there is a ban, or using it as a verb, I will ban you, or I have been banned, or the government has banned, or this action is banned. So if you can make a sentence, I'll do as I just did before. And here we go. Paluxio has given a sentence here. Paluxio has written, I believe that all weapons should be banned. Perfect. Good. Good structure, grammar, perfect. Well done. Okay. Anyone else with a sentence here? This type of clothing is banned in college. Good. And that's from C.H. Charam. I don't know how you pronounce your name there. So I'll just put it up here. This type of clothing is banned in the college. You could just put in college. You don't necessarily need the, but the works fine as well. This type of clothing is banned in college or in the college. Well done. Good. Any more? Any more for any more? Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so Ciarol. I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. We have the presenter. Let me just show you. The presenter was banned from appearing on TV. Good. Well structured. Just make sure you always start a sentence with a capital letter. The presenter was banned from appearing on TV. Good. All right. So the next word after this is the word prohibit. Now, prohibit is slightly different. It does mean the same. It can mean the same. Smoking is prohibited. There is parking here is prohibited. I will prohibit you. But prohibit can also mean to make something impossible or something not achievable for maybe some reason other than a rule. Let's have a look at it. So, prohibit. To officially refuse to allow something, just like forbid or ban. I prohibit it. It's not allowed. Or to prevent a particular activity by making it impossible. Now, that could be the weather could prohibit you. So, for example, we've got here's from number 1, parking is strictly prohibited between these gates. So that's just like the other uses. Or making something impossible, you could say the loudness of the music prohibits serious conversation in most nightclubs. The loudness of the music prohibits serious conversation in most nightclubs. We could also say, you could also say the weather, the bad weather, has, the bad weather prohibits, prohibits pilots from landing. The bad weather prohibits pilots from landing. Full stop. Okay, so prohibits can mean that something is made impossible. So using that meaning, can you come up with a sentence using the word prohibit? So yes, SNFTP, smoking is prohibited near this area. That's a good sentence, well done. Prohibit can be used as a law, yes, that's right. So just like with the word ban, it can be an official prevention of something happening. But it can also mean that something has been made impossible. So like, I couldn't land, the weather prohibited me. I can't cross, I can't go straight to France because the ocean prohibits me. I need to get a plane instead. Or I can't eat my dinner. I can't cook my dinner because my broken oven prohibits me. So let's have a look. Abdul says, she always prohibits me to talk other girls. Let's correct this sentence for you. So I'm assuming you're talking about your girlfriend or your mother, perhaps. She always prohibits me. I think this should be from talking to other girls. To other girls. She always prohibits me from talking to other girls. Okay. It's a good sentence. And the sale of alcohol to young people is prohibited by law in some countries, says Paluxio. Good. You're writing lots today. Let's have a look at that one. The sale of alcohol to young people is prohibited by law in some countries. Very good. Okay. Banksy's art should be prohibited from removing. I see what you're trying to say, Boom Boom, but that's not quite right. So this is what you've said. Let's have a look at this. Banksy's art should be prohibited from removing. So what you're trying to say is no one should be allowed, it should be impossible for people to remove Banksy's art. So Banksy, if you don't know him, is an artist who puts artwork out in public places to usually comment on things that are going on in like politics or things like that. And what we say here is Banksy's art, what you should say is probably we should prohibit the removal of Banksy's art. We should prohibit the removal of Banksy's art. That would work better. Why has this come down here? That should all be one word. I don't know why that's dropped down there. Okay, I hope that makes sense. The doctor has prohibited my mother from eating sweet food. Very good. That's a good one. So it's not a law. It's not a law in that respect, but it's advice. It's official advice. The doctor has prohibited my mother from eating, that should be ing, eating sweet food. But have we got any sentences where something is impossible? Walking in the mountains was prohibited because of foreign delegations. That's a good one. That's a good one. Good, well done. And any more before I move on? Oh, I've got one from Ella here, my patron. We have the word prohibit in Germany too, and we use it in the same two ways. Excellent. Brilliant. All right, so let's move on to the last word. I think you've got the hang of that one. By the way, anyone who is a patron, you will be getting, I'll drop these notes to all of my patrons, no matter what level you're on. I'll give you a copy of these notes so you can use them to remember the lesson. So patrons, just look out on the Patreon page, the main page. I'll drop these notes in the next few hours. All right, so the next one on the list and the last one on the list is the word prevent. Now, prevent is slightly different. So to prevent something is to stop something from happening or to stop someone from doing something. So you could say that a law which prohibits smoking, a law which forbids smoking, or a law which bans smoking. You could also say the law prevents me from smoking. The law prevents me from smoking. I am prevented from smoking by the law. Okay, so it's slightly different. So here we've got an example sentence. His disability prevents him from driving. So basically, if you can replace the word with stops him, then it can be prevent. Just think of it as like the word stop. His disability stops him from driving. You could also say the rain stopped me from driving fast. The rain stopped me from driving fast. So you could say the rain prevents me from driving fast. And as with the sentence above, we can remove this from. The rain prevents me driving fast. You could say the bandage prevents stops my cut from, that could be removed, getting infected. So it's protecting, infection, infected. The bandage prevents my cut getting infected, prevents my cut from getting infected. So if you can use the word stops, then you can use the word prevents. All right? Okay. And Ella has written here, just go back to the word prohibit. Your hiccups prohibited you filming your video. That's actually fine. It's actually fine, but it would be better in this case for you to use the word prevents. So your hiccups prevented you filming your video. That's absolutely right. Good. What other sentences can we use with the word prevent? What have we got? You have to wear the belt to prevent back injury when you lift weights. Good. Let me add this to the list. So we have you have to wear the belt. You have to wear the belt to prevent back injury when you lift. I would lose that word. You just need lift weights. It's fine. What else do we have? Prevention is better than treatment. Oh, now that's interesting. So we have a phrase similar to that, Salman. So Salman has suggested this sentence, but we have, remember this is a capital, prevention is better than cure. Prevention is better than cure. That's a really good sentence. We use this as a saying to remind people that it's better to prevent something bad from happening than trying to cure something bad after it's happened. So if I remove some toys that are lying on the stairs, it's better for me to do that to stop people falling down than to try and fix someone who's fallen down and broken their leg. Prevention is better than cure. And we use that saying a lot. Fantastic. So we have any more to add to this? Many medical insurance companies provide coverage for preventative care. Fantastic sentence. Excellent. Preventative. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Preventative care. Oh dear. My unoccupation prevents me to live, says Marco. Okay, let's have a look at this sentence. It's not correct, as we can see. So initially we need a capital letter. My unoccupation is not a word. So my lack of, if you haven't got a job, you could say my lack of occupation, and we just need an S on there, prevents me from living. Prevents me from living. My lack of occupation prevents me from living. Oh, that's very sad. Well, I hope you find a job soon. Oh, bless you, Julia. Hello, Julia. Lovely for you to join us, and thank you so much. You've said, I've just popped in, better late than never. Yes, wonderful for you to join us, Julia, and Julia has just dropped a €2 super chat. So, Julia, you'll be getting a copy of these notes. Just give me a little reminder, and I'll send them over to you. Okay, so Horatio has given another example sentence of the word prevent. And that is, eating healthy food prevents future serious illnesses. Good. Perfect. I don't need to say anything else about that. And just one quick check again. Here is Serena. Hi, Anna. Nice to see you live again. I'm glad that you got better from the ulcer. Another thing, I'd like to say thank you very much for my name, Serena. I like it very much. You're very welcome, Serena. I'm glad that you like your English nickname. And Ella said, I find prepositions really hard. Yes, lots of people do. And it's just one of those things that the more you practice, the more natural it will become. It'll become second nature, so don't worry too much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me today. I did notice we did pop over 200 today, so that's really exciting, considering I didn't announce this lesson to anyone. It's lovely to have you here. I hope that that's made it a little clearer, but generally the words ban, forbid, and prohibit can be used interchangeably. And the word prevent, obviously, you would just use instead of the word stops. Prevents, stops, both the same. Okay? If you have any other things that you are particularly struggling with, then feel free to drop me a message and I will add it to my list I have a book here all the time. When I see things, I write them down. And so I am always trying to give you what you're asking for. If you haven't been here for a few days, then there has been a new video every single day, so do go back and catch up. And if you'd like to join the patron team, then we'd love to have you. So do feel free to check out what we have going on in Patreon. The link is in the description box below. And also patrons are getting lots of rewards, and there are many rewards coming up for them in the future as well, to thank them for their superb support and help. All right, chaps, lovely to see you. Lots of love from London. Take care. Have a lovely evening, and I'll see you again soon.